It's because senior management, number one, they've been fascinated with the light switch approach to managing. Meaning what they would like to do is come in, flip a switch, and walk away. For some reason, there's a reluctance on the part of senior management to become directly involved with frontline employees. I'll give you an example. It goes back to these studies that were done in the 1920s and 30s, referred to as the Hawthorne studies. Whereas management was at Western Electric Hawthorne plant was looking for the ultimate solution to employee motivation. And they brought in these 3 Harvard professors. And they said, we are going to find the secret to human motivation. And they took this group of people and put them in a separate room. These are production line workers in the late 1920s. And they had them wiring relay assemblies. And so the assumption is that the secret to motivation rested in the physical environment that the employee worked in. So they decided to manipulate the environment. And the first thing they started manipulating was the amount of light. So they turned the lights up a little bit, productivity jumped. Interesting. So they turned the lights up again, productivity jumped again. Turn the lights up again, even further, productivity continued to jump. Now, if I'd have been a graduate student on that project, I'd have left the project right now and written a book on human motivation because I know the secret. Turn the lights up. Well, every time they turned the lights up, productivity kept increasing, but Elton Mayo, who was the person in charge of this project, said if we have a true relationship, what goes up must come down. So they started taking the light illumination level away in increments, a little at a time. And every time they turned the lights down a little further, productivity went up. It continued to jump. And productivity did not fall off until they hit the level of moonlight. And the reason productivity fell off then is they couldn't see what they were doing. All right? So they said, well, that was a bust. Let's try something else. So at this point in time, as a production worker, you got no breaks at your job. You ate lunch while you worked. And so they said, what happens if we give them a 5-minute break at noon? Give them a 5-minute break, productivity went up. Oh, they gave them now they added 5 more minutes. A 10-minute break at noon. Productivity went up even further. They got up to 15 minutes, went up further. Then they said, how about we give them a little break in the middle of the morning? Gave them a break in the middle of the morning plus the 15 minutes of lunch. Productivity jumped even further. And then they gave them a break in the afternoon. Productivity jumped even further. At this point, if I'd have been on the project, I'd have left immediately to write my book on motivation because the secret is breaks. Well, Elton Mayo said, hey, he's the guy in charge. He said, we have a true relationship. What goes up must come down. So they started taking the breaks away 5 minutes at a time. And every time they took some of the break away, productivity continued to rise. And productivity was at its ultimate when all the breaks were taken away. And the people at Western Electric didn't like this. Okay, this is not what they're looking for. Well, what they didn't realize is that it wasn't the breaks, the light. It was paying all this attention to these production workers from senior management and 3 high-powered Harvard professors. It was the attention. And so the real answer to the motivation issue was if they would give the people at work the attention they were wanting, because basically they're ignored, then the worker would work harder for the employee, for the employer. But that meant now that senior management had to get involved with production workers, and somehow there's a reluctance to do that. And what senior management was looking for was something simple, a switch they could throw, turn the lights up, give them breaks that didn't involve them having to do too much. Okay. And so we've been looking for the ultimate switch ever since, and the ultimate switch is not there. The secret is you've got to become directly involved with your frontline employees. That's where the secret to human motivation is.